Alright, so welcome to Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not fantastic at this game. I like to say that at the beginning of every time I stream. But I'm not fantastic. I'll go with Tactician though, because it's a challenge. This particular stream and playthrough is going to be as Gale. Whenever I play a roleplay game, certainly anything like in fantasy and things like that, I'm always a wizard. I really prefer wizards, mages, things like that. Bit of a magic geek. And Gale, of course, is the wizard. You can choose what type of wizard he's going to be, and for me, whenever I play this type of game, fantasy, I always tend to go for shapeshifters. I've got a thing for shapeshifters. I used to be a massive fan of World of Warcraft back in the day, before it got ruined. And I used to just have a druid, a night elf druid. So yeah, night elf druid and shape-shifting all the way. So that's essentially what I want to do here. But I do like playing through as the characters. I don't like just creating like a random custom character, because I think each character does have a story to be told. In Divinity Original Sin 2, it was pretty good, but you just didn't matter who you played as, you could generally see what the storyline was going to be for each of the characters. But I find in Baldur's Gate 3 it's different, isn't it? Because if you play Gale, for example, which I haven't actually played any of the other characters, I've only played through as Gale, and I haven't even finished Act 1. That's how far I am with this, and I'm not really that great, like I say. But with Gale, I've noticed that you the first time you do a long rest, you essentially just get a cat turning up, like with wings. So I know with each of the characters, you actually get a unique experience when you play through with each of the characters. So I'm definitely going to... So we're playing through as Gale. He's going to be a transmutation wizard. He'll have spent a little bit of time with the Druids because he's transmutation. So I'm going to add that to his backstory there. He's going to have spent a little bit of time with the Druids in some forest or other. And he's going to have picked up a few of their spells to transmute. So what this is going to be is the first level is going to be on wizard, because I know that if you play through as a wizard, you can learn scrolls, so I'm going to be doing that, but levels 2 and 3 are going to be druid, so that I can shapeshift, and then from then on it's going to be just wizard for a while. So that's the plan for this one. I don't know if that's a great thing to do or what, but so when it comes to things like cantrips, I'm not going to have him be like a like an offensive wizard where he's like got loads of decent spells like that. Instead, he's going to be all about transmutation. There's going to be another couple in there as well, like some useful spells, but he's very much going to be a support character. Again, I don't know whether that makes it interesting. I mean, he is going to have... So this one's like an enchantment one. He is going to be my front character. He's going to be the one talking to people. So I'm going to have him like being able to charm people in conversations. He's a human, which means he can't see in the dark. So it makes sense to give him light. And Mage Hand seems to make sense as well, because there are some things that you need that for. It's quite a useful utility cantrip. But when it comes to spells here, primarily, I know as you go through Act 1, I've picked up a thing. Is it a hat? I can't remember what it is now, but it's... Oh no, I think it's a ring, a shapeshifter's ring, and so whenever you're shapeshifted, you get a bonus. So it just makes sense that, I mean, illusion, fair enough, it's illusion, it's not transmutation, but in the eyes of others, they see him as something else, so that just makes sense for me. These two, Long Strider and Enhanced Leap. Long Strider is less so, but I know that Featherfall and Enhanced Leap's pretty good to have. That just allows you to just jump all over the map. I feel like in order to have... I feel like you should have at least one offensive thing, and let's have a look. Let's have a think. I want him to be a useful support. Again, whenever I played RPGs, MMORPGs, I used to always like playing support characters rather than direct... offensive characters. Where's that one? Yeah, Shield's pretty good, I think. Shield's pretty good. It can protect you at the right time. I don't need a familiar because I'm going to be able to turn into a cat myself. Sleep's always a good one to have. So I haven't got any direct spells with him, but I'm expecting him to basically turn into animals as part of his fighting style. Whether that's a good thing to do, again, the good thing about this game is I know that you can always respec as well if it fails, and I'll know by the end of Act 1 whether I want to be keeping him the way he is. But let's see. So he's a wizard, so obviously he's going to have intelligence, but he is also going to be doing druid stuff. But I'm not going to make him massively into druid stuff. He is going to be changing into animals, and I understand that your dexterity and your constitution comes from the animals that you've turned into. I do want him to have a high dexterity because it affects his intuition, and I want him to be able to take a move pretty much at the start of combat if possible. So it makes sense to do that. Charisma, he's going to be a front character, so I definitely want him to have some in there as well. What if I gave him... Oh, sorry, Constitution 12, Intelligence 16 because he's the wizard. And I'll put an extra point in Wisdom when I can. I'd like that to have been 14, to be honest. I don't know, does that seem like a bit crap? I don't like having odd numbers. But what if I did that? He's got Charisma 11, but he is actually... this is silly, it's taking too long. I'll tell you what, I'll take one out of Constitution, stick it in Charisma, because he is going to be a front character. And that Constitution, like I say, if he's in animal form a lot, it's not going to matter so much. I'm not going to change anything else as far as his like sort of abilities are concerned, his backstory and things like that, other than that he spent some time with the Druids. Longstrider, I'll take out and put a shield in, because he hasn't got any offensive cantrips, so he's probably going to need shield early on. I might change that depending on whether or not he's struggling. I see him as having like a human. I don't know how important it is, this Guardian, but I tend to just have a human because that's what Gale is, and she seemed like a pretty attractive girl. I'll probably watch these, but I imagine everybody's seen these before. In fact, you know what? I am going to skip this. I think most people will have seen these little cutscenes anyway. I am going to probably stick this on YouTube, and so usually people just watch them, don't they? And then you could just skip it if you wanted to. Just had a little dodgy noise in my ear to say that my headphones are dying, so I'll probably have to put my massive headphones on in a minute. Not the only, I mean, there are a few criticisms I have for this game, and one of them is that if you're playing through as an orc, say like an orc or something like that, orcs tend to sound quite bestial, don't they? They're sort of like beasts, and yet the only voices you can choose from are sort of like, yeah, hello, yeah, you know, sort of like, they don't fit an orc. Alright, we know that he's got relatively... Let's just click this just so I can gauge what his modifiers are. So investigation is pretty good for him, as you'd expect. He's a wizard, isn't he? So he's got good intelligence +3 and investigate. See what my luck's going to be like in this. Not bad.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
So obviously we're not going to do that because we know what will happen, and I guess that's the point of having good intelligence. Bloodstone. I don't know if there's a purpose for these stones. I know you can. Well, you can't actually press T in this case. There's nothing else to. So I tend to just add these to my wares. So whenever I find something like precious stones, I tend to add them straight to wares. I don't know. If there's a purpose for them, I haven't found it yet. Gold.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you're free.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please. Before they return. They return.
Who am I talking to? A man or a brain?
Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
Tell me what to do.
Remove us from this body, from this case. Free us, please.
Our dexterity is okay. I get a +2 modifier because I've wanted the I've put it in there for the intuition, haven't I? But intelligence is always going to be the way to go with a mage, I guess, a wizard. I'm not gonna I'm gonna try not to use roll agains. I'm just gonna take it as it comes, I think, in this one.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
I'm not sure if there's another purpose for inspirations other than just roll agains, but I think I'm gonna just try and avoid them because I think it's a bit more fair. Situational. I've got an advantage from situational here. I'm not really sure why there is. Is it because I've got a background in medicine? I don't think I have.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat.
Now, Gale, I don't think Gale would have an issue. He's a nice guy, Gale, by the sounds of it, but I don't think he'd have an issue at doing something like trying to get an advantage. Oh dear. Oh, I thought I was going to end up fighting it. I thought that's what happened if you try to mutilate it and you fail. I thought you end up having to fight it.
This is your end.
Your head drops and your skin tingles.
Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
I think you would say, what do you suggest? What do you suggest?
First,
It's usually calm and collected, isn't he, Gale?
then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
Right, now keeping in mind that Gale he's I mean, this is the beginning of the game. He's not meant to be incredibly powerful yet, is he? Although he is, actually, in the backstory, I think he is meant to be pretty powerful, isn't he? With Mistra and all that kind of business. But in the case of the game, he's only level 1. He's not that powerful yet. So as such, he's just a sort of minor, he's a little wizard. He deals in transmutation. He's going to be doing alchemical stuff because I think when you get transmutation, you can make 2 potions. So there's potions is going to be a big part of this as well. But in the early stages, he's a human, so he's pretty good with a crossbow. So I'm probably going to be arming him with a crossbow until I can actually get him up to scratch. Let's have a look then. So none of his spells are going to be any good. I don't know if that makes this crap to watch, to be honest. But let's see how we get on. Let's just see if I can attack him with...
Mine is the advantage.
Well, what do you know? He's got a good backswing, though. I'll just move up then.
Victory awaits.
I didn't get asked if I wanted to use a shield there, so I'm a bit... That's meant to be a reaction thing, isn't it?
Swift and lethal.
I can't reach, so I'll just use the bow. Alright, let's see if we can get some loot.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle. Now,
Let's add that to words.
Of course.
Alright, so there's the crossbow, so I'm going to equip that on Gale. He's going to, in the early stages of this, he's going to be just, you know, he's an amateur wizard. So in the early stages of this, he is going to be spending a lot of time using martial weapons.
Yes, of course.
And using his magic for supportive purposes, should we say.
Me with it if I don't hurry up.
Inventory management is a big deal for me. I tend to spend a lot of time doing that. I think I'm going to cast light. So there's the light on our crossbow. And this is a ritual spell as well, but I don't get any benefit from doing that yet. So actually I don't think I'll bother with that just yet. Getting these random messages. I've never had them before. I mean, I haven't been streaming long, but you know, you're getting these random messages from people talking about... I mean, it's literally script. 2 different usernames here, but because I'm on Twitch here as well, I'm going to be sticking this on YouTube, but I always click on the middle one here because I just feel like, what's the point of skipping, missing out on the experience? You know, you might as well get the experience for killing everything. So I'll tell you what, let's go for the longer range one. And then we'll pull you back a little bit. I don't think it matters which direction you're facing on this. It's not like you're going to get like flanked or anything like that. Don't think so anyway. But yeah, you've got these people who sort of send you dodgy messages, don't you, like when you're streaming. Right. Let's hide you behind our front line. I think I can't remember if bottles are useful for making potions. I might as well pick it up just in case. I can't remember if that's what you need in order to make... I don't think you do actually to make potions, do you? That's just an average ring, but we'll equip it.
As you wish.
Damn it! You! Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
Of course, we're going to use whatever... Whenever there's a wizard option, I think I'm going to take it. There's magic at work here. Luck wasn't on my side there, but thanks to being intelligent and whatever the other one was, we got that.
Feel them drawing energy from the console near to the pod.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
I'll go look around. There must be some way to get this thing open. I think that's what he would say. And incidentally, I'm not sure if the best way to play this game is to utilize all of the characters. So, you know, for example, later on you end up going down towards a giant dragon overlooking a bridge. Oh dear. It'll be embarrassing if I... because of course I've got this on Tactician, and Gale is pretty crap in the early stages. Hopefully I don't actually embarrass myself here. But yes, I was just about to say that later on, for example, you end up like there's a dragon, isn't there, and then you can approach them with Lazel, and then you'll inevitably get let's pull Gale behind the front line, and then you'll inevitably get a message because Lazel's talking to these people, and then when you go to the crash again, Lazel is important in your party. But the thing is Gale wouldn't spend a lot of time with Lazel because she's not a very nice person. I think Gale is, and so the way I was planning to approach this game is to spend time with people that I would plan to spend time. So for example, in the party I'll have Gale, I'll have Shadowheart, I'd have Will, and probably Karlach as well. Now I'm gonna take a bat if I move away, but I feel like I need... Will I? No, I won't. Okay, good. Just makes sense to have Lae'zel at the front. Obviously, when I get Shadowheart, it'll make sense. She'll be the one that's taking the lead because she'll be like a cleric. And I'm tempted to sort of make her a bit of a paladin as well. Just makes sense to... because she's going to be like a tank at the front. But yeah, so I kind of feel like Astarion and Lae'zel are probably not going to feature too much in the lineup, in the group. Plus, I think that kind of... I feel like that like increases replayability, because if you've not gone through with like Lae'zel and Astarion, then... you know, you're not going to have the same interactions the next time you play through it. So if I play through it again, and I play through it with like an evil character or something, then I can have a brand new experience with Lae'zel and Astarion.
On it.
Let's click on this. I think this is how you open it anyway, isn't it?
The console appears dormant.
Wizard, inscribe the device with the glyphs you sensed from the pod's warding runes.
The console hums to life.
Arcana, take a closer look at the powered up console. And thanks to the proficiency in the arcane and our intelligence, we luckily were able to.
The glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod. Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming, then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
So, as far as I understand, we don't have a choice here. Whenever you have a lithid, I mean, you can use it or not use it, but in some cases, like this one, for example, if I want to get Shadowheart out, I've got to use it, haven't I? And I know that I'll see her again, but even if I left her, but...
You feel a shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Let's chat. I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts.
You keep dangerous company.
Dangerous company is what you need in a fight.
Fair point. Looks like there's plenty of fighting ahead. Let me come with you.
Alright, let's
Get
go.
off the ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
I'm Gale.
Shadowheart. One moment.
What's that?
It's nothing. Enough of this chatter. She's right.
So, if I do sort of skip through conversations like that, I'm going to try and time it perfectly so that, or at least as perfect as I can, so that it sounds natural. Because some of the conversations might go on for some time, and I know most people have probably heard them now, so I'll probably try and skip through it, but just try and keep it as naturally sounding as I can. And I think Gale's going to need all of the help he can get using his cross...
We're nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say. Who put you in charge? I'll trust my own judgment.
Cane yank.
So I think we'll get some fire damage. I don't know if it has it runs out if it's on a timer, so I'm just going to charge in. It's funny, this scene, isn't it? Because it's like...
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do it. We
It's like the mind flayers are meant to be incredibly powerful, and yet a couple of those little... these little imp things have just killed them. Alright. Just a little bit of fire damage, but it helped.
I am death.
I should really have used that astral knowledge as well. I forgot about that. That's a shame.
I will ascend. On the move. Strike hard, strike fast. Heading there.
I'm not going to bother trying to get the sword.
Hurry before they strike.
I mean, I suppose you could always try and get the sword, but just make sure somebody's close enough that they can just like grab the console if need be.
Step by step.
Time to strike.
Don't want to get too close to him because I think he actually it's like a retaliation attack, isn't it? And he can pretty much wipe you out in one shot. Wild boar there trying to get a flank attack on Gale. Might as well start using. So she casts that on Gale just to protect him from those physical attacks. So yeah, obviously I'm trapped in here without being able to get away from. I don't think I've got. Trouble the creature's jump distance. I don't think I can actually jump away from that necessarily. What else have we got in here? I just need to remind myself how you can get out of a. Obviously, I haven't got the strength really to succeed in something like that. Got to throw. Double your distance. I can't remember if dashing gets you out of one of these sort of attacks of opportunities. I don't think it does. Right, we'll jump back over to this. Unfortunately, I haven't got the light cast on this, so. Oh well. He's made a couple of good hits. We've got some caustic bulbs over here and void bulbs, but I don't know about anybody else, but I tend to get a bit overwhelmed with what I can sort of throw and stuff in combat, so I tend to not bother. I'll just pull Gale up.
Swift and lethal.
And then we'll get right in his face to try and protect Gale there as well. Could even do one of them as well. Ah, so he's dazed. I forget what dazed does now. I have to examine in order to be able to see that. Has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and can't take reactions and loses dexterity bonus to their armor class. Well. Oh. I'll just dash. I know you can loot certain things here, you probably get a couple of coins. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think that particular loot's going to be game changing.
Nemesis.
I will ascend.
She can't reach, so the it's going to be Shadowheart. That takes us into the next chapter, or whatever you want to call it. The next scene.
The helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Again, just a little skip there, but most people have probably seen this opening scene 1,000 times. I haven't actually finished Act 1, like I say. It's a game. It's a fantastic game. It's a game I love to play. But for me, I tend to change my mind about the type of character I want to play as all the time. So I'm one of these people that plays games and never really gets to the end. But now that I'm actually streaming this, I'm hoping it gives me the motivation to get through an entire playthrough. Like I say, potions are going to be a big part of this because he's a transmutation wizard, so he's going to be able to craft 2 potions instead of 1. Or at least he will be transmutation. There's Minthara, I think her name is, isn't it? Minthara? They were sort of looking expectantly at that, weren't they? So, remember, from my perspective, there's a lot of this I haven't finished, so I don't know if there's a reason that they were both looking there expectantly. They knew it was going to happen. The ship was going to come out through that portal. But I haven't said that. Yeah, you bump into those two, the brother and the sister, 2 brothers and a sister, don't you? Just outside of the Druid camp. And they've been tasked by the Absolute to go find the survivors of the ship.
Despite your recent fall from the Nautiloid, you are miraculously unharmed. It stirs softly. Soon it will hunger, and when that time comes, it must be fed. Starve it, and you risk triggering a cataclysmic explosion of raw, unfettered weave. Such an explosion will be unavoidable if the tadpole in your skull triggers ceramorphosis. An outcome definitely best avoided.
So for this one, it would either be 1 or 3, I think, for Gale, wouldn't it? I mean, he is a little bit arrogant. I get the impression he's a little bit sort of narcissistic. The third one, recall everything you know about illithid tadpoles. I think for the RPG element of this, I think I'm going to go with 3. He's going to be less narcissistic because I can't stand narcissists. So he's going to be more of a sort of scholar. Like I say, he spent a bit of time with the Druids. He's wanted to expand his experience.
You know a good deal about illithids and the process known as ceramorphosis. None of it good. According to what you've read, you have but 7 days to find a cure. Well, that's the end of you. Better get moving.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, he's been studying nature, and even in the real world, you know, when you've been when you know a little bit about nature, you kind of feel like humility more than any. You're quite humble, aren't you? Because we are literally, you know, just tiny, insignificant things when you consider nature. So that's kind of Gale's mentality. So he's not really going to be narcissistic. I don't know whether that's going to sort of be contradicted in some of the scripted elements of the game where he speaks. Although no, I think I control everything he says, don't I? I think. Wake up. He's not going to reach for the artifact. He's not dodgy. He's a very honest person.
I'm alive. How is this possible?
I was hoping you might know that.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
What happened to our Gith friend?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
Do you have any idea where we are?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
Indeed. Well, I wouldn't choose either of these, but I would more closer to 1.
We need each other.
We need to stay
And
together.
we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Alright, let's get moving.
It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod. But you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Yeah, I'm not fully familiar with all of the Dungeons and Dragons sort of, you know, like alignments, you know, like so chaos neutral and all that kind of stuff. I'm not massively informed on all of that, but I get a feeling like Gale would be sort of neutral. He's a good person, but just gonna add it to words. He's a good person, but yeah, he's closer to neutral, I think. Things like that, I understand that if you just send it to camp, there's no point carrying it about. Oh yeah, I've just noticed I leveled up as well. I'll pick the dagger up because Astarion, in the early stages, obviously we need a party of 4, so I will be bringing Astarion and Lae'zel on board, just until I'm able to replace them. So I might as well pick that dagger up and then Astarion can dual wield. Right, before we get into this fight, I will do the level up. So let's do that now. So I can either level up to level 2 wizard now, and in which case I can, so let's see, level up wizard, you gain an extra spell slot, learning, right, so it wouldn't be this anyway, it would be transmutation, so you basically get experimental alchemy, you gain, you can brew 2 alchemical solutions instead of 1 when combining extracts. Okay. So only if you succeed the medicine check, which I think our medicine's pretty good. So yeah, I could go straight into this now, or I could level up to a level 2 druid first and then come back to this. And I think I might do that because it'll make him a little bit more. He's a bit squidgy at the minute, isn't he? It'll make him a bit more. He'll survive. He'll be able to survive a lot longer, I think, if he was a druid. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So let's go up here and go to Druid. And then we'll go to Cantrips. And we're going to have Shadowheart in the group all the time. And she's got guidance. So I don't see the point of having guidance. Because that, you know, Shadowheart's going to have that. Produce Flame could be good in the sense that he can't see in the dark. So I could actually just be running about with a flame in my hand. But I don't... That is, see, that's more closely related to a wizard, I feel. Not necessarily a druid, a wizard. Druids are sort of nature. Although I suppose fire is natural as well, though, isn't it? So we'll probably take Produce Fire, Produce Flame, and it'll give me an extra attack in battle. And then I'm just thinking maybe wizard resistance. Make a target more resistant to spell effects and conditions. That could be me. Maybe I could even cast that before I go into animal form. So we'll go with those 2. In terms of our spell book, speaking to animals is a definite one. That's going to be guaranteed. Animal friendship, I'm not too sure about actually. Convince a beast not to attack you. Charm person. That's definitely going to be, because I'm going to be the one speaking to everybody. Maybe Entangle. I think that's a good one because it's like sort of crowd control, isn't it? Which could be incredibly useful. When he can turn into a spider, he's also going to have a crowd control there as well. We can always we're going to be increasing his spell book. He's a wizard first and foremost, so I'm easily going to be able to learn spells as I go. So that's not worth spending too long on that section. Now this is where I can decide whether I want her to be a little bit of a paladin, because I do want her to be a healer and I want her to be the tank, and it just seems like it makes sense that she would be a paladin. I'm going to keep her a cleric for now. And is it the next level where she can actually pick, or is it already decided that she's in trickery? Maybe it's already decided that she's oh yeah, trickery domain. So when we meet that skeleton, I might actually respec her just so I can change her over to life domain. But then that's not going to make sense as far as, you know, like just the story goes through and she's a worshipper of Shah and things like that. But we'll maybe try and figure that out. I'm going to give her some healing spells anyway, regardless. And Guiding Bolt is a pretty good one sometimes when you need it. Command is a good one, I find. And finally, maybe I will, because she is trickery at the moment, maybe we'll give her Bane instead of Bless. Just to debuff, like, the enemies. Alright, so we'll go into this fight now. I'm just going to quick save it. I will quick save, but I'm only ever going to quick load if it's a complete wipe, because I don't really want to just, like, end this suddenly. So let's both... Let's both sneak, and let's split up the group. And I think it makes sense to position Gale on high ground.
I can't afford to fail. Off I go.
And I might even position her on high ground as well. Just when they close the distance, then she can go toe to toe. I'll move over here. Oh, not too close actually. So I might start this battle with, let's see. What have we picked up? I might start it with Entangle. That seems like a good way to start this. Unfortunately, it's not very... Now, I'll just give it a second just so I can see if I can catch that. Now, he's gone over there and I think he's probably... Right, I think that seems like a... Oh, no. I don't want you to have to move to do that. How close do you have to be in order to get that done? Oh, he's actually going to have to go all the way down. He can go here. Right, let's do it there. That was good. So I don't need to actually...
Intellect of ours.
So because of the dexterity, fortunately, we get to go first. So that gives me all the time in the world here with Shadowheart just to see what I want to do. So... Alright, so I think I can't cast Bane yet, it's too far, so I think maybe a Guiding Bolt to start us off. And we get that height advantage. Nice, well that's sort of made it a little bit easier to begin with. Let's just end his turn.
Allow me to demonstrate.
So that was because it was a surprise, I think, wasn't it? So kind of... Oh no. She still can't do anything, so I might as well just keep her there for now. You can't do a hamstring shot, but I've got a piercing shot, so we'll go for that one. I've apparently got a disadvantage because he's outside of normal range, but I am on high ground. Yeah, that's a new thing they can do, isn't it? They never used to be able to do that. Let's just maintain distance for now. Although I do think that they can... Let's get a heal in. Remember he's a... Oh, he's not, is he? Because I leveled him in Druid. I was going to say he's Transmutation, but... So he can cast like lots of we get lots of like sort of weak potions in the beginning anyway, so I don't think you have to worry about that. Right, I think I'll close the distance now.
Fall, damn you.
You fight well. Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people, generally speaking, will probably just fly through this, but let's cancel that spell.
Could be interesting.
Whereas you've got me here, crap myself in case I lose the one of these like early stage fights. You can see obviously I'm not an expert at this game by any stretch. Arsonist oil, so coat your weapon in an oil that transforms the target's fire resistance to fire vulnerability. So that could be useful. I would have thought those imps from the hells sort of resistant to fire, but I don't actually think they are. Caustic bulb. Again, I'm probably just gonna like add things to wares. Trying inventory management is a big deal for me, so I just want to try and keep it nice and neat. I think we'll come back down and let Astarion do that.
You there? Come here. I need help. Hurry. I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Again, neither... Oh, they've got a third one now called Leave. I wonder what that one does.
All right. We'll do this the old-fashioned way.
I don't think Gale would have done that in the RPG that I've given him, but I was curious what would have happened there. Well, we definitely can't do... Oh, there's also a do nothing. Was that there before as well? Let's do dexterity. Roll away.
I saw you on the ship, strutting about whilst I was trapped in that pod. What did you and those tentacled freaks do to me?
I didn't realise. I wonder if you... I don't think you can save him on the ship either, can you? I think put the knife away and maybe we'll talk.
You'll talk. I can... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the...
What was that? What's going on?
It's the Mind Flayer's worm. It connected
worm?
us.
Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Apology accepted. I might have done the same thing, or were the roles reversed?
A kindred. My name's Astarion. I was a pleasure.
Gale.
So, do you know anything about these worms?
Yes, unfortunately they'll turn us into Mind Flayers.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
You should travel with me.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, and you seem like a useful person to know. All right, I accept.
So I'll level them up in just a tick, but my memory's a bit rubbish, so let's head back down here, and I would imagine that, of course, I've got a little bit of dexterity, but I would certainly imagine that Astarion is going to be way better than me. Yeah, look at this, so... Dexterity 17, yeah, so he's of course much better suited for this type of task. Speaking of which, we might as well try and shift things over to him, so let's give him that. Let's give him the dagger that we kept for him, so he's now dual wielding. And that'll do for now.
How delicious. Let's crack it open.
I don't think I need to add any extra bonuses. We'll just equip... actually, we'll send that to Shadowheart, because she is going to be the one that's on the front line. And that looks like something Gale would wear. With him being a wizard. Right, let's level up. Not much excitement when leveling up rogues. You simply just click accept, I think, don't you?
I venture forth.
Now, one thing I want to be on the lookout for, though, is... oh, hang on a minute. Let's... I don't think you can get much from this, but let's...
Yes, of course.
Away! Away!
calm down, I won't hurt you.
You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears, but not me!
I select it. But we got some balsam. Let's have a look at this. So we can can't do anything yet, of course, but I will be spending a lot of time in that screen once I've become a transmutation wizard. We haven't actually got anybody who's quite strong, but I can't remember whether. So what I'll do is I'll I want to send everybody down there actually, but let's come on. Can't reach destination, he's like right there. I hope they follow me quick. Yeah. I'm sure there was probably a quicker way of doing that.
Deep grooves in the mud around that rock.
Now, I'm not strong enough to do that. I wonder if Shadowheart's not strong enough to do it. I don't think any of us are going to be able to do it. But when I actually start brewing up some potions... What potions have I got already anyway? Just a potion, your basic potion of healing. I can brew up some resistance to fire. Yeah, accuracy. And then the rest of these, I understand the rest of these are basically just things that you'd need in order to brew these particular potions. So far it's just healing, resistance to fire, basically, and a couple of grenades. There's nothing in here at all yet where I can make somebody stronger. Like enlarge. I know you can do enlarge now. There's nothing else I can do though, is there? Can't throw, it's too heavy. Yeah, so I'm not really going to be able to do anything now, I don't think. Unless anybody else knows. Mage Hand, I don't think that's something that could... is it? Could the Mage Hand do it? I don't... Nah. No, it's too heavy. So I don't think I can actually do anything at the moment, unfortunately.
Might as well. Let's go.
But what I could do is I could just click on here. Just put rock. We'll see what happens later on. yeah, I didn't really need to mess about with all of that sort of casting, jump and feather fall and everything else. I think Gale would probably just say, "Oh, you know, I'm not going to risk."
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
I strike
hell?
with precision.
Yeah, I don't think he'd get involved, or maybe he would. I don't know, but I kind of feel like he wouldn't. Let's just add these to wares. As soon as we get to the Druid encampment, I think we'll be able to sell quite a lot of that. And I think I'll get a discount as well because the guy will recognise me as a Druid.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
There's our second teleport portal. We got any nice plants over here to pick up? Rogue morsel, so there's... can't remember what the rogue morsel actually did. Yeah, it did. I haven't actually got... can't see any extra potions there, can I? Until I can actually craft one. What I think I'll do at this point is I think I'll head up here to Gale, just so we've got 4.
You think it's dangerous?
Of course it's dangerous. One of them carved up Zoru's whole squad.
So let's leave it.
And let the goblins have it? No. We take it to the grove.
Hey Mike, how's it going?
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad, and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
And if it escapes, how will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
Yeah, Mike, I'm good. Thanks. Just chilling with a bit of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't particularly like the choices I've got here because I wish that we could kind of say like this creature is dangerous, get out of here, leave it to me. So that's deception. But my persuasion is better, so I feel like I feel like that should also be we must kill it before it harms someone. I think I'll go for the third one because I do want Gale in the group just in the early stages. We're gonna need... That's a level 1 spell slot. This is not, so this doesn't actually take a spell slot. And it's still... I think it does the same thing, doesn't it? Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. But advantage is... I mean, it's... Oh... Yeah, it's a cantrip. So I suppose you don't even need Charm Person then, do you? If you've got that. I'll also take Guidance as well. I need all the help I can get because I definitely want to be able to... well, both of those worked anyway, so it's fine. The stream's going alright, Mike. I mean, I haven't really even been looking at the... at this point, I think I've got like 3 followers on Twitch. I've only just started, so... I don't tend to look at this too much, but the game itself is going well. The game itself is going well. I quite like... I play a lot of video games anyway, so I might as well just stream it while I'm playing it.
You didn't hear?
A blast.
Shook our camp good, so we came for a look.
How's it going with you, Mike? Anyway, do you stream as well, do you? Persuasion is very high here. I'm in dire need of healing. That's because we've still got friends, so it's kind of like our cantrip. And then I guess that situational one would have been medicine again.
Northwest.
Speaking of which,
Whatever your wound, she can mend it.
And be careful. There are
Hi,
goblin
Zoe.
traps everywhere.
No messer. Come.
That's weird. It says I've got one viewer,
talking.
and yet
Get
2
me
people are talking to
down.
me. And how's your stream going so far, though? That's weird. Why does it say I've got 1 viewer and 2 of you are chatting on? Yeah, cheers, Zoe. It's going all right. Mike, I'm playing this. I'm also playing Rome 2 Total War. And I'm also playing Age of Wonders 4. Now that they're out of earshot, sure. Say please. I'll say please here, just so I can get like a nice little bonus to Shadowheart. Oh, Astarion like that as well. Even though they're just stood there, I don't think it makes any difference. Like if
And listen. You'll hear goblins before
I don't think the distance to me there makes any difference.
Tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious.
As I was saying
But the
before,
longer we wait, the more it consumes.
Astarion and Lae'zel are probably not going to feature in this very much. As soon as I get hold of Will
Careful.
and probably
Obviously
Karlach,
sees your kindness as weakness. Don't let her take advantage.
then I don't think Astarion and Lae'zel are going to be in because they're not really nice. I don't think they get along with Gale very well. But I will say 3 just to keep her in the group. I know Shadowheart disapproves, but
If you know such fortune, call me Lae'zel.
I'll trust your judgment, but I won't trust her.
no, Mike. Do you mean the
You were shy
like where it comes up
tongue,
followers
elf.
and things like? I do have a.
Proved its equal.
Half elf. I suppose the finer details are lost on
I'm
a
getting
creature
distracted
like
with
you.
the.
Come.
Let's just skip.
Must be near.
You've probably seen that before anyway. Yeah, I try to stream daily, but I've also got a kid and I tend to spend a lot of time. I'm also trying to build an app as well, so I try to stream daily, but I've got other things I kind of need to do as well, so sometimes that doesn't really work out. But as often as I can. I think on my schedule now, if you don't actually put a schedule on, I think it just puts in the times that you've streamed. So you can kind of see it's a little bit sporadic at the moment. Mike, sorry, I was just saying. Yeah, I don't have any animated stuff. No, I do have it set up, but it doesn't have any audio. So when somebody sort of follows, I don't actually hear it, which is I need to sort that out. Let's get everyone sneaking, and then what we'll do is we'll keep Gale up here, and we'll keep Astarion up here because they're kind of like the sneaky characters. But then I think we'll send Shadowheart and Lae'zel, and then they're going to head round the front. If I do the Shift C, does it just... Yeah, it's just their group that it affects. So let's bring them round the front. We'll try and do like a sort of pincer movement thing here. I haven't been... when this game first came out, I started playing it, Zoe, but I haven't played it a lot, and also I haven't even finished Act 1. So to be honest, like, I suppose you could say I'm a bit of a noob. Cheers for that, Zoe. Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah, the more followers I have, the better, I suppose. Cheers, much appreciated. Cheers for that, Mike. Yeah, you can see my logo at the moment. It's pretty basic. I did it myself.
Stepping softly.
But yeah, I'll give you a shout when I actually get to the point where, if I ever get to the point where I'm actually I was messing about too much. So I was going to push him off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this fight, and then I'm going to call it because I've got to go cook. Go cook dinner. It's 6:30 here in the UK, so people in the house will be starving.
Not happening. Or is it the ship you're after? Don't matter either way. It's ours. All of it.
I mean no harm, I'm just looking around. That ship is full of monsters. So it's just grin bearing your fangs. So it's Astarion they've seen. Oh, so these have come up to the top. This is, I've never had this before, and this could make it a bit tricky. Or, now, I want to fight them, because I feel like, well, what's the point of wasting the experience? I can't remember if you get more experience by fighting them, or whether you get the same experience, regardless of how you resolve a situation. I'll tell you what, I'll intimidate on this occasion, and we'll just see what happens.
Well, in that case, come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it.
Do we get experience? That's a shame. We don't even get experience. I thought we would have got experience just from resolving the sorry, I'm getting distracted again. Oh yeah, actually, alright, yeah, it's good. Can make it more better. Good, can I make it more better for you? I'm like for my art channel, or if you don't mind, can I show you my work? Can I get a Discord username? Alright, okay, sorry, yeah. I don't actually have Discord. That's something I'm gonna need to get. I'm gonna need to get Discord actually. Yeah, currently I don't have it. Ordinarily, when I would have approached this fight, I would have like hit this coiled rope, that drops down, breaks through the floor. There's loads of different ways I would have done this, but unfortunately on this occasion we've done it the easy way, bared our fangs, and as it turns out, we haven't got any experience, so that's a bit of a bummer, because I would have much preferred to get experience for that. I'm actually going to call a stream here because I really need to cook, so I appreciate you watching. I appreciate that. Thanks very much. And in the next episode, we'll obviously be venturing into this ruin. So.